Oh, hey, welcome. We have a podcast. You should listen to it. Let us entertain you.
Yeah, we're gonna entertain you like this.
That's hey, that's a little too much energy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're not doing accordion. We're gonna be nice and calm. I'm really bad at this. But yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Woo! Welcome to Frogs and Grog.
It happened again.
It happened
but we're
again.
gonna zoom over that.
We're gonna yeah, we're gonna yeah, just ignore that. Today we're gonna be talking about something that's bothering us recently.
Yeah. Just recently, the new TerraTech Worlds,
Yep.
new TerraTech game released.
Mm-hmm.
Both big fans of the original TerraTech.
Yep.
A lot of fun. Try it out.
Lots of fun.
The game itself has a lot of potential. TerraTech Worlds.
Yes.
It's a lot of potential. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yes.
But as of now, it's pretty hard to play because they've got a lot of graphical problems. Like,
yeah.
For me personally, it was really hard to look at it for a while without getting a headache.
Yeah. It's just got a lot of people have been having issues with the tutorial as well from the Steam reviews because they'll accidentally break the tutorial and they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or there are things that just it's hard to figure out what you're supposed to do or how to unlock certain things and other things like that. And don't get me wrong, TerraTech Worlds is currently open beta. It's just
it's early access
on Steam.
It's the very first release. I mean, which I would expect from most early access games,
right? But then also it's like $30.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Kerbal Space Program 2,
Mm-hmm.
another game I was really excited about.
Yeah.
First day I saw it on the Steam store, I was like, ooh, and then I looked at the reviews, and it was like, there's so many problems with this game.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, some of those games, I mean, TerraTech Worlds and Kerbal Space Program are kind of big, complex games.
Yeah, and they're in early access.
Which, still.
And for those who don't know, early access is basically an open beta for the developers to give the game to the people, and then the people give their responses to the developers. Right.
Which is
so you should give them a little slack with early access games.
But early access games should not be a half-finished game.
Yeah.
There should be something for the people to actually play.
To test it out.
And to test it out. You're not giving it to them so that they can find the bugs are there. You're giving it to them so that they can find bugs and issues that you didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if your game obviously has issues that you need to work out before you release it and before it's actually, like, playable, do that first and then make it an open beta. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I would personally rather wait longer for a game that comes out more finished than wait less time for a game that comes out that barely works.
Yeah. And so I guess this is the TerraTech World things is kind of the intro to the topic today, which is the fact that games kind of like the quality. It feels like with a lot of games that's just gone down on release.
Yeah.
Because everyone they're all they care about is the deadline, it seems, and they don't care about the actual game and its players.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been a lot of issues with games recently coming out that have had major bugs that seem like it's kind of hard to miss.
One of the ones that I played through was Pokemon Scarlet Violet, I think.
I think
that one.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, that one had like a lot of bugs. I personally never actually ran into any bugs in that one, which is
that's good.
Crazy because I'm very good at breaking games accidentally.
Yeah. The best games are the games that work good regardless of how simple they are.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, it doesn't matter if your game is the most complex game. If it doesn't fucking work, then it's not going to be fun. And no one's going to like it. And they're going to write, like, shit reviews for it. Because that's just what it's going to be. There was another one that released recently. And I can't remember. It had mixed reviews. Oh, okay. The whole thing with the Star Wars Battlefront original 2 games re-releasing again. I'm pretty sure it's totally just a money grab. Because you can literally buy the OG games for, like, $10 a pop on the Microsoft store. But then like the collection together was like 30.
Yeah.
And the servers barely work, if not at all. Like they just don't work. And so many people have been having issues with the servers not working. And it just why the fuss would you make a game that isn't ready to handle the player base. Which, don't get me wrong, there are some games where it's like, whoa, why does this have so many players? But this was so hyped up. You got to be able to have the server capacity to be able to handle all the players. Now, I understand if on release you're having a couple issues, but I've heard it's still having issues.
Especially for a low player inspection.
Yeah.
I think Lethal Company, that did really well on release.
Mm-hmm.
And it released really well.
Yeah.
And it had tons of players, but no one was having many issues, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, there are still a couple of little bugs in that game, but it's more like Skyrim bugs where it's like, what the fuck is that? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Right?
It's Pal World has the same type of thing.
Yeah. Pal World has some issues as well that I think they need to iron out, but once they do, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But again, I think that one's still early access.
That one's early access, and it's not by a big company.
Right, and it's also still playable. That's the thing. There are some issues. I mean, we've had to rescue each other from walls before.
I think that might have been because I had very low internet access though, that might have because we were having problems after that. That's
true. That's true. But then also, I literally just was swimming, and then suddenly I was in a rock. And so those can create funny challenges and stuff. Those little bugs, they don't make the game unplayable unless you get stuck and then it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are fixes for those sorts of things also means that the game is still playable. It's still okay. It's not a bug you're going to run into a lot. It's not a huge deal, and they're aware of it. But if you just don't give a shit about your game and you just release it like that, bro. I just realized your recycling bin on your computer is called Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Anyways, sorry.
That's where Fortnite goes.
Yeah, that's where Fortnite goes. But anyways, dog, if you're going to release a game, try and release it good enough where it can be played, bro.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of problems come from not a lot of people testing the games. I feel like games used to be a lot more tested and play tested to perfection before they were released.
Pretty much.
Because a lot of times they had to release it on discs and stuff, and there wasn't a lot of fixing it necessarily.
You can't really update a game on a disc a whole lot. I mean, you can get some updates, but once it's burned on the disc, it's fairly permanent.
Yeah, and especially back in the era before the internet was super integrated, I guess.
Yeah.
Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360, all of those games. They kind of had to have a lot more testing done to make sure it was playable. But now, with the internet being so prominent, oh, there's a bug? I can just fix that later after it releases.
Yeah.
And after everybody finds it. But if nobody finds it, then I'll just leave it.
Yeah, it's dog, that's just laziness.
Yeah.
I go play the Lego Star Wars games as a kid, and I can play through the whole game, and it's a whole complete game.
Yep.
And, the only updates they add are, DLCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, I play other games today, and I'm like, why the does this game not even work?
I'm like, why do I have to pay for the skins in this game?
Exactly. And okay, that's another thing. Paywalls. Everyone's heard about Dragon's Dogma 2. That's been a huge issue. Paywalls behind literally anything that makes the game actually enjoyable and fun and playable, that should be free.
Yep.
And already at a $70 price tag, it's dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you're paying $70 for a game, I expect it to be like Tears of the Kingdom. It came out, there was people weren't talking about the bugs, they were talking about how well it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not a good thing to have be the central conversation piece
of the bugs
of gaming world. Oh, the game worked. I can't believe a game worked.
I know.
On release.
Yeah, no. That should not be what everyone's saying.
That should not be the buzz.
They should be wow, this game looks so good. It's a fantastic game. But the fact that they're saying, oh my gosh, the game works, that's so sad.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Gaming, games may have got more complex and look better, but gaming overall in general has kind of gone down a couple notches, I think, personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because of the state of most games that are put out now. And then a lot of games I've seen just they'll start working on bugs and then they just decide not to anymore. And then the game's just permanently left like that. Permanently left having issues. Or they give up on it or something. It's dog, don't do that. And I understand none of us are doing the work. We're just enjoying it, right?
Yep.
But I'm paying money for your game. it should be finished.
Yeah, I feel like it's like watching a movie with terrible CGI that like looks half finished. Now, you wouldn't really go to a movie theater to watch a terrible movie with terrible CGI, with terrible acting, with terrible...
And they're like, we're going to update the movie later and make it look better.
Yeah.
Dog.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. And again, if it has an early access tag, that's just asking for it, right? Like, if you're going to buy the game...
Don't expect it to be finished.
Yeah, don't expect it to be finished. That's you're purchasing that at your own risk. But if it doesn't have an early access tag, why are you gonna?
Or if it's released by a big company, I'm gonna add that in.
Yes,
because they shouldn't be releasing games on early access because they should have players testing it.
AAA games should already be tested.
Yeah,
and already be ready to go. So anything AAA game like that stuff, it's called a AAA game because it's top of the top. It's in those it's at that level that it should be finished when it comes out and should be ready to go. And again, not every game's perfect. It's gonna have one or two little bugs. That's the thing.
In Elden Ring, like one time we fell through the floor when we were playing.
But it's like one time.
It was one time, and I've never had the same bug ever again.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if you're gonna make a game, just try, bro. Just try.
Yeah.
And I understand making games is hard. Like, I have no idea what goes into it.
Yeah.
Levi's working on a game right now, on making one. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But it's hard to find bugs, but once you do, you can fix them.
Yeah.
But these companies that are releasing games should have people looking for bugs and how to fix them and how to not... Oh, here's a game. It's half finished, but you can try to have fun with it.
Yeah. It's like, dog, it's all just a money grab. That's all they care about. They don't care about, making a game for people to enjoy. Because I feel like that's what it used to be. It's a games for people to enjoy. And some people are still good about that. But then now a lot of games are just money grabs, especially AAA ones with microtransactions and everything. It's just like...
Microtransactions are going to kill the gaming industry.
Yep. Pretty much.
They're going to make a lot of players broke, I feel like. Especially gacha games. That's another thing we can talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Gacha games are terrible.
Yeah. No, if you get into a gacha game, that's your own fault, to be fair.
Yeah.
But like, at the same time, why the fuss does that exist, dude? Ugh.
Yeah, it's not a great business model to prey on people's addictions.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what makes money.
That's what's lucrative. The gaming industry, that's one reason. This is one reason why I love indie developers, because they make games because they like them.
They make games because they want to make a game that players will love and have. And usually they're not even that expensive.
If we look at Terraria, for example, that's an indie game.
It's probably one of the biggest indie games.
It's one of the biggest indie games that exists.
And it's $10.
It's $10, always has been, always will be. In fact, it was on sale the other day for $5, and I bought it for my dad.
And you can buy, I think there's like, on Steam, there's like a pack
you can buy purchase. A 4-pack for $25.
Yeah, and you could send it to all your friends.
Yeah.
That's a game that the developers want you to play.
Yeah.
They want you to play it, not buy it.
And if you've seen any of the recent updates for that game, dude, they're pushing updates, but these are content updates. They're not bug fixes. I mean, there have been like the constant bug fixes. There's always going to be bug fixes, new releases and stuff. But they're pushing actual content, and it's good content, and it makes their game better. And
guess what?
Enjoyable.
It's free.
Free updates. There's no microtransactions in that game. You buy the game once and you're good to go.
Yeah, like I bought the game years ago, and then they released the huge Journey's End update.
The 1.4. Yeah,
it's huge for free.
They pretty much changed the entire game.
That's for free.
Yep,
have that. Yep. Have fun.
Kind of like the whole thing with, I think it's Modern Warfare 3, basically just being a DLC.
Yeah. Another game that's really good about free updates is Minecraft, but it's also owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So, and most of the time their updates are pretty good. They're pretty thought out.
They're fairly good. Yeah. The thing I don't like about Minecraft, I guess, console edition, there's lots of microtransactions everywhere.
Oh, that's true. Java edition is superior.
Is superior, but then also. Another thing, this is a perfect example of this, and also console gaming in general. I hate having to pay to play online.
Oh yeah.
Steam has free online servers playing. Like you can play online for free with Steam.
Yep.
But if you're gonna play online with PS5 or with your Xbox
Nintendo
or Nintendo or on Minecraft, you have to pay for subscription. And I hate doing that. I've always played games online with my friends on the Xbox all the time. But then, like, every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, hey, I can't play because I haven't renewed my Xbox Live Gold subscription. It's like, dog, I don't want to pay $10 a month to play with my friends. I bought the game already. I should be able to play it online.
Exactly.
And that's one thing I really love about PC gaming with Steam is you literally just buy the game and you're good to go.
And that's another reason. Okay, this is just like a Steam boast, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because early access, great idea for smaller game developers.
Mm-hmm. Who do need an early access.
Who do need an early access because they don't have money to pay testers.
Exactly, yeah. And that's a good way of doing it. And then, yeah, free online gaming. It's great.
That's a W.
It's great. Yeah, anyways, love Steam. Hey, everyone who plays on a console, go buy PC.
Yeah, no, for real. It'll change your life.
Though I do agree, a lot of games are better with a controller. I like controller a lot.
You can play games with controller,
but
on PC.
Yeah, you can do it on Steam, on PC. So, the joke's on you guys. There's actually a whole ad for PC games.
Yes, Steam, sponsor us. Epic Game Store, don't sponsor us.
Light rain. There's a Risk of Rain today.
Oh, Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain. Speaking of which, that's a freaking good game.
That's a good game. And they're coming out with an update. It is paid.
Yeah, okay, so paid DLCs are different. I think paid DLCs are...
I think they're fair game.
I think they're fair game, as long as they're actually worth it. Like the Survivors of the Void update for Risk of Rain 2.
Yep. Absolutely.
So worth the price tag, in my opinion.
Repentance from Binding of Isaac, so worth it.
Binding of Isaac's been a good one to get into recently, and that one, love the DLCs on that one. I'm excited for Seekers of the Storm for Risk of Rain 2. That's going to be such a good DLC. I will pay whatever I need to pay to get that.
Yep.
See, if you've got people wanting to pay for your DLCs, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, I hate it whenever they call like the little cosmetic packs DLCs as well.
It's like, dog.
It's like... barely.
I know the when the Skywalker Saga came out for the Lego game, like they would sell the character packs.
Yep.
Dude, that's so stupid. It's literally a character that doesn't do crap.
I have mixed feelings about Smash Brothers and the way they decided, because they also did the character packs too.
Okay.
Which I think it's more appropriate than the Lego Skywalker Saga, because
all the characters can do the same things as other characters in the game.
Yeah,
they just look different. Yeah, but the Smash Bros characters are all unique.
Well, except for Fire Emblem characters.
Okay. A decent amount of the characters are unique and do different things.
Yep.
Take different skill sets, right?
So I think it's kind of fair game there, because I don't think they're really that expensive either.
Okay.
For like a full new character in the game.
Yeah.
But it still kind of feels bad paying extra money for something that should be included in the base game.
Right. And now I understand trying to make money because games cost money, and it costs money to like hire people and all that. So you're trying to make money to pay people and stuff. But there's some games that are also just like a money grab. Excuse me. Whew. Which also makes me think about mobile gaming. Mobile gaming's awful.
Oh God, don't do mobile gaming.
Don't do that.
If you have only a phone, just stay away from mobile gaming.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, there's a few good games. Let me find the one that I really like.
Pretty much 99% of the mobile games you're ever going to play are going to have at least one in-app purchase. They're going to have it. It just exists.
One of the games I like, it does have in-app purchases, but Soul Knight, it's a really good game. Good. It's free, except for the extra characters and stuff. But I think they might even have a way to unlock them in the game just through playing. And I think that's a terrible way to have a game pay to win.
Yeah, I hate pay to win. You always have to... Okay, so actually, this is a good... I have another game that's a good example of that. I play this game, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's a big game right now, or it has been a big mobile game. It's a hero collector game. And you can get every single character, pretty much everything in there for free, but it takes years of grinding.
Yep.
And certain events that come around once every like 2 or 3 months, you have to be ready for. And so, of course, they also give you the option of you can just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's okay. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that bugs me the most, though, is if there is something I want to buy for some reason, which I have spent on money on this game, I will admit it's not worth it. But they don't make everything available to buy.
Yeah,
that also cycles. It's like, dog, if you want me to spend money on your game, make it all available. Don't cycle your shop with actual money. Anyways, so don't play that game. That game's addicting. And it'll steal all your money. I've spent too much money on the game. Probably not more than $100, but still too much. That's too much. So. The game's free.
I'm fine spending money on a game that I can play for a long time.
I think we've been playing on Risk of Rain 2 for several years.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep getting more content. We actually just recently got all the achievements. Good game.
Yes, both of us 100%.
100%. So anyways, that's our rant about games not being good anymore.
Yeah.
And developers being cringe.
Let us know what games you would like to see do better and which companies you would like to see do better.
Or any games that you think did a good job and are good examples like Terraria or Risk of Rain 2 that are good examples of games that have had decent releases and are good now. Even if they didn't have a good release at the beginning, they are better now. Like, they've improved the game and they constantly push better content. So,
yeah. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye. Leaving so soon. Hope we see you next time.